Hey everybody, I'm Frank Padgett and I'm 57 years old.
And I'm Ashley Padgett, and I'm 31.
And we've created this series called Conversations with My Daughter. This is a space where a father, that's me, and my daughter,
That's me.
we sit down and we talk about real life as it really happens.
We talk about faith, family, relationships, failures, successes, legacy, and everything in between.
No scripts, no pretending, just real conversations.
So, whether you're navigating your own timeline, figuring out your relationships, or just learning through setbacks, we hope we add something of value to you.
All right, let's get into it. All right, welcome everybody. We are back with another episode of Conversations with My Daughter. Now, today, I think we got a good one for you.
We do.
We're going to be talking about how we decide what deserves our energy. So we're going to deal with the purpose is to introduce discernment and not hustle. So we're going to deal with saying no without guilt and recognizing misalignment early. And the last thing that we're going to talk about is the cost of people pleasing. Now, I'm Frank, and this is my daughter.
I'm Ashley.
And again, thanks for being here with us. So, Ashley, what say you?
Well, let's dive right in.
Let's dive in.
All right, so what were we talking about before we started the camera?
Actually, we're talking about this people pleasing, but that should be the last thing that
we can do it first,
okay,
and then we can circle back.
We can do it first. So we were talking about just the cost of people pleasing, and I think one of the things you were saying was that a lot of people, they get in the habit. It's not even a habit. Well, it is a habit.
Yeah.
They develop this sense of people pleasing, Yeah. And you said a lot of people please and they don't even know it.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I said, that this, it's not sad, but it's just how we're all, I don't want to use the term program, but how we're culturally conditioned. So our environment has a lot to do with how we engage with other people.
Yeah.
So.
And I also think that even though people don't know that they're people pleasing, they do it to feel a sense of security, a sense of involvement, a sense of, oh, well, this person needs me, so I must be important. And I used to be like that because I used to say yes to pretty much everything. Like, do you need me to shoot? Okay, cool, I'll do that. Do you need me to be on this team? Okay, cool, I'll do that. Do you want me to be on the choir and the advisory board and the young people's auxiliary and I was like, okay, cool, I'll do everything. But the cost of people pleasing is just like, you can do everything, but what do you do for yourself?
That's
because
right.
The more you do for others, you start depleting yourself, and what I've learned is you cannot give out of an empty cup.
That's right. That's good. That's very good. Now, one of the things too that you said, and I just, you know me, I read a lot, and I just came across this article the other day. I thought it was very interesting, and now this one here is for older parents who have raised their children. Their children are now gone on. They're out in the world, living life, figuring it out on their own. And one of the articles around this whole issue of a lot of parents have a hard time letting go and understanding what that next phase should look like, because they built so much of their identity around not necessarily people pleasing for their kids, but part of their identity is being needed. And you just mentioned that about feeling like you need to be needed. And the particular woman that the article was talking about, she got to a place in her life where she was just like, you know what? I've invested so much of my time and my energy into raising my children that my identity was caught up in them, but now I'm just discovering who I am. What I like, what need. I don't need to feel needed from them. I need to give them the opportunity to go out into the world. They're going to make mistakes along the way. I'm always here.
Yeah.
But, until they call me, it's not that we don't talk, but it's just like I need to learn to step back and just start rediscovering my own self.
Yeah. So. And I think that kind of flows into our next, I guess, subtopic of this topic, saying no without guilt. Because for the longest time, I used to think that no was a bad word because no is negative. But over time, I've learned no is a complete sentence. No can be positive. No can save you from a lot of hurt.
That's
and
right.
A lot of time wasted and a lot of back and forth. And so now when people ask me to do stuff and I don't feel like it or I'm under the weather, I'm just like, no, I can't, and I'm sorry. And sometimes I just say no because not everybody needs an explanation all the time.
Yeah. And to that point, no, you're right. I mean, no can be a sentence.
Yeah.
No, period. And you don't have to feel guilty about it because people will always. I'm a firm believer in if I have the ability, or if God has given me the ability to be able to help somebody, help them as best I possibly can.
Yeah.
But in helping them, the one thing that I've learned over the years is to make sure that I set appropriate boundaries.
Yeah.
Because your time, again, our topic is how we decide what deserves our energy.
Yeah.
So everything that we do, I don't think we should be selfish with it. We should be very generous with our time. But we have to set those boundaries because sometimes the answer is no, I cannot. And it's not so much as no, I cannot because I'm just tired. Sometimes it's just no, I can't give my energy to what you need me to do.
Yeah.
And if I give my energy to something, I need to have the right frame of mind.
Right.
And if I know that if I'm giving my energy to something and my mind isn't right, that's going to show up. And then now that causes other problems. So no can be a one-word sentence with a period behind it.
Yeah.
And you don't have to feel guilty about it.
And I like what you just said, the no, I can't give my energy to what you need me to do, because sometimes you don't even know how to do the thing that they're asking, and you can say yes and you can mess up the whole thing.
True.
So it's just like, just because you want to be needed, it may not be the wisest thing to say yes to something that you either don't know how to do, or you don't really have much experience with, or you're too tired to do, or you have too much on your plate already, so you've not given as much energy to it as you need to be. So remember, no is a complete sentence, and you have the right to say no.
That's right. And one other thing that I'll add to that, when we say no, right? I'm learning that as I get busier, the business that we have, and we stay very busy. So it's very important that I schedule out my time. Yeah. Now, a lot of people have a problem with that, but I have to live by this schedule, So as I say to you from time to time, everybody has the same 1440. Yeah. So there are 1,440 minutes in a day, 24 hours in a day. Everybody's given the same amount of time. What we do with that time and how we construct that time matters. Yeah. So if we just waste a bunch of it, well, we just wasted it. Yeah. But we have to make sure that we divide our time appropriately so that the things that we're supposed to be doing, we get it done. Because that's another thing too. A lot of times people don't say no because no becomes more, because whatever the thing is, they know they should say no. Yeah. Because they, let's just say they have a deadline and they're supposed to be working on something. Yeah. Well, if somebody asks them to do something, that becomes a distraction. Yeah. And they would rather be distracted compared to being disciplined and getting the thing done that they need to get done.
I've been there plenty of times.
We've all been there. We've all been there. And then we'll make excuses about it later on to justify, oh, this was a good distraction because it helps somebody.
Yeah.
And again, I'm all about helping people. You know that.
Yeah.
But sometimes certain things can be a distraction. And you know me, like your mother, oh man, my goodness. My phone rings. And I may not answer the phone. And she'll say, well, you should have answered the call. You should answer the phone. It's like, but I'm busy.
Yeah.
And she was like, but you need to know what whoever it is calling, and you need to. I was like, but I'm busy. And then I'll say, wait a minute. The phone service that we pay for, it comes with voicemail.
Yeah.
You ever heard of this thing called voicemail? I want to get my money's worth. I pay them so much money per month. I want to get my money's worth.
Yeah.
Don't let me not be able to use the voicemail.
Yeah.
So
that's why I keep my phone on silent.
Oh yeah, too much though. Too much.
It's not even too much. Like you said, if I see a number that I don't know, I just let it go to voicemail. If it's important, they will leave a voicemail. If it's not important, then it's probably a scam call. And if they do leave a voicemail, I'll call them back. If they leave a text message, then I'll text them back. But I'm not about to waste my time having my phone going off all hours of the day, all hours of the night. That's what voicemail is for. Yeah. And like, I have free will to put my phone on silent, so I'm going to use my free will and put my phone on silent.
Yeah, that's true. But now I will say this. Sometimes you put your phone on silent, and I'm trying to get in contact with you.
You can still send a text.
That's true. But if I'm trying to contact you, I need something now. Ashley, I need to know, and you know me. How do you do this? How do you do that?
Yeah.
Ash, I need you. You know me, so But you help me out. You do help me out.
I help them out.
Yeah.
Maybe you might be a little too dependent on me at times, but
maybe so. But I think that's a good thing. I don't think that's a bad thing. So the other thing is, a lot of times we have to make sure that as we get involved in relationships with people, we have to ask God to give us discernment if we don't have it. And even if we do have it, ask God to, hey, turn that discernment thing on for me.
Yeah.
Because I want to make sure that I am not misaligning, or I can see misalignment early.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend so much of my time and my energy in this particular place or in this relationship, and I'm thinking one thing simply because I'm not even asking God for discernment to turn this thing called discernment on. And I'm just like going with the flow. Because as they say, oh, the vibe feels good. Listen, y'all can talk about vibes all you want. Vibes only go so far. You better ask God for discernment. Vibes are only going to get you so far. Vibes are all about feeling good. Forget all of that. Give me discernment.
Yeah. And it is a Sunday. And we just came from church.
Yeah, that's right.
And one thing that the pastor said is that, and this is going back to the dating, he was like, y'all just want to date off of feeling.
Yeah, that's
Don't
right.
date off feeling. Date on purpose.
That's right.
So that goes with anything. Don't just do something based on your feeling or your vibe. Like, if the vibes are good, the vibes are good. Yeah. But do it based on alignment. Do it based on purpose. Do it based on discernment. Because that'll, even if the vibes are off, the purpose, the alignment, and the discernment, that'll take you way farther than just vibes and feelings.
Yeah, you bring up another good point there. And I said, now, the one thing that the pastor said, and he said, now I got to give context to this. Now, he is originally from Jamaica.
Yeah.
Right? So we in America, and he said, Americans, he's been living for decades.
Yeah.
So he said, Americans, you guys date based on feelings.
Yeah.
Which is true. But many places around the world, it's not based on feelings.
Yeah.
It's not based on feelings. It's just like, it's a different culture and those cultural norms in different parts of the world become quite evident. When people want to find somebody to marry.
Yeah.
And he said, if you're a Christian, you should be dating another Christian, not someone who is not. And we were talking the other day, and I said this to you. I said, listen, because when we did the previous episode about relationships, was a couple things that I thought about afterwards, but this one thing, and I said, and this is a good opportunity for me to put it in here. And I said to you the other day, we were talking, I said, listen, when you marry somebody, I said, do not marry somebody who makes you feel even better on your best days.
Yeah.
I said, don't marry somebody, you feel good and y'all can cuddle up and watch Netflix together and you feel so good. I said, but you better marry somebody who you can struggle with.
Yeah.
You marry somebody, because in that person, you need to ask yourself early, and this is that alignment. You don't want to be misaligned.
Yeah.
You need to ask yourself early, if something bad were to happen, and there are tests and trials that happens in the lives of everybody, as we know, is this person, do I want to suffer with this person?
Yeah.
That matters.
Yeah.
That matters. And a lot of people make excuses, or they feel like the vibes are good, and the vibes are good in the beginning because everybody is, as the old saying, as old folks used to say, they're putting their best foot forward.
Yeah.
So the vibes always are good. But when trouble starts to come, how's that person going to be in trouble when trouble shows up? Because trouble always will show up in the lives of everybody.
Yeah.
So is that a person you can struggle with? Is that a person when trouble comes, they can't take it? Or they're like, oh no, this is too hard. This is too hard. I gotta go. Let me go someplace else where I can just be always having fun. Because life isn't about always having fun.
Yeah.
Most of life isn't about you're always having fun. You don't really grow from just having fun, but you do grow from the pains that we experience in life, just like in the gym.
Yeah.
Like we're going to the gym. We're starting our
6-week challenge.
6-week challenge again today. What do we do? I did it. She got me turned on to this 6-week challenge.
He did it probably about 4 times.
I did it 4 times last year.
I only did
4
it twice.
I did it 4 times. She got me into it, and she is a hard taskmaster. Oh my goodness, she does not let me. The form has to be pristine. She's on me for everything. It's like, no,
I'm just
Dad,
trying
you can't.
not to let you hurt yourself.
I understand all that, but I mean, going through the daily, and we're in the gym 5 days a week. So 5 days a week for 6 weeks straight.
Yeah.
It has done. I have thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think I enjoy it more than anything. I get to work out with her.
And I get to work out with her. I get to coach him.
Yeah, she does. And she does. She's a hard taskmaster. she's a hard taskmaster. So, but I appreciate it, though. I really, really do. So, but back to. But my point is, for even saying that, we go to the gym. There's going to be pain involved.
Yeah.
There's sweat involved.
Yeah.
There's discomfort involved. But the beauty that comes out of all of those things, the pain, the sweat, the discomfort, and the beauty that comes out of that, the end result of that, that's what we're all looking for.
Yeah.
So in a relationship, make sure you're not misaligned.
Yeah.
And don't be like, I was reading something else, and this lady was dating this guy. I guess she thought he was going to marry her. They've been dating like 10 years. 10 years. And then she found out, but he's not the one. It took you 10 years to figure that out. It didn't take him 10 years to figure it out. He already knew. He already knew. He knew a long time ago. But, so we just want to have these conversations and just hopefully help somebody along the way.
Yeah. I do want to go back to something that you said about misalignment and not dating not even dating, but like not catching misalignment early.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes when you enter into something new with somebody, especially somebody new, like you said, they put their best foot forward.
Right.
But some people, they can keep their best foot forward for years, so you may not catch it. So how do you, I guess, how do you catch the misalignment if everything that they're doing is putting their best foot forward and they're not showing you that they're misaligned yet?
That's a great question. I think the one of the biggest things is that you have to okay, so you said years, right?
Yeah.
So what that indicates to me is that there has not been any disagreements at all, because generally when people disagree on different things, part of them, the real them, starts to come out, because especially if they feel like, if they're passionate about something and they want to they have a strong belief on something, they're going to really let you know how they feel about it. So there are like these little signs that pop up. There are always red flags that pop up. If you really look at what people say, I think a lot of times we listen to the things people say, but where we run into problems, a lot of times we don't listen to the things that they did not say. And we're afraid to ask those questions that they did not say. We have these questions in the forefront of our minds, but we just have to ask those questions. And it's not like you're trying to provoke somebody, but you want to know who you're dealing with, and the sooner you can find that out, the better. I mean, it's not just like that. It's like in whether it's dating relationships or business relationships, you want to know who you are being, who you are aligning yourself with. Because if y'all don't share the same values, you need to know that up front. Because if you want a fruitful relationship, a relationship that can grow and go somewhere, if you don't even know if y'all have the same values, those are the adult questions that people have to be willing to ask. Not just make assumptions. I believe this, and you don't even ask the other person what they believe. So I think that, and that's where I said the vibes. People like allow vibes, like, oh, they rely too heavily on that compared to asking adult questions. So I hope that answered the question. Maybe it didn't.
Yeah, it did. It answered it. And it gave me some insight on things that I didn't even think about. Like, not really asking the adult questions, but like, I guess because you talked about business and we're about to get into more business. So now I'm thinking, okay, so how will I approach the new business partners that I'm going to be entering into business with? Like, what questions do I need to ask? How should I, like, what is the posture that I need to take on, and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, and that's something that we need to know. Like, so for example, we're about to launch a community, right? And we've created this whole ecosystem. You've written a bunch of books. I've got a bunch. Your mom's process of writing and stuff like that. So we've got this whole ecosystem and stuff. But we have an application for the community. We want people in the community, but we want to make sure that the community is there to help people grow, to basically whatever vision they have, to turn that vision into structure and turn the leader into legacy. So we talk about this all the time. So being able to know who's coming into the community, well, we want to know, well, why do you want to be in the community? Right. What do you feel you can contribute to the community? Because these are things that people need to know up front, because if you're misaligned, nothing's going to get done.
Right.
And again, we all have the same 1440, so we have to be very careful of how we allow our time and our energy to be used. So all right, so this has been fun.
This has
been a lot of fun. So again, our next episode, I think we have a very, very hot topic.
We are going to surprise you with it.
That's right. That's
So
right.
just stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Be ready, because we know that you're going to really enjoy this next topic. And also, too, those of you who have comments, please drop those comments in the comments section, and we will make sure we read those comments and we will respond accordingly, because we're interested to know, what the audience has to say. And also, if you like the content, share it with someone else, because the whole goal here is, I have a daughter, Ashley's my daughter, but so many other people have daughters. Can you imagine if fathers started having conversations with their daughters? And I'm not just saying started, because fathers do, and they just like share that with other people to encourage them to always keep the lines of communication open. So if you share it with other people, we greatly appreciate that. And also too, let us know if you're interested in hearing about what we're doing, because we mentioned the community that we're creating, and Ashley's written a bunch of books. I think 8 books now, or no?
I've written 8 books.
8 books. Yeah. So I got you beat by a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I just beat by a little bit. So I've done an 8-book series, and there are 3 workbooks to go with the 8-book series, so a total of 11 books. But she has me. She will have me beat, because you got a whole nother series.
Oh, I got a lot. I got a lot coming.
So, and we just want to just share it with the general public, because we think that it's something that can add value to the lives of everybody. And I got to say this. I got to put this shameless plug in there for you. And her first series is called Procrastination Sucks, but You Don't Have to. It's a 3-book series. I mean, it is amazing. When I read the book, I was just like, my daughter wrote this? Not that I'm surprised that my daughter wrote it, but I felt so good that she wrote it, because she's not just she's talking about procrastination and why we all struggle with procrastination at some point in time. And she goes into the science behind it and how to overcome it. That's the main thing, how you can overcome it. And then you got the other one too. And there are 3 workbooks to go with that series. And then she has another book, Faith Over Fear. So whatever that dream is that you have, she helps you to overcome your fear so that you can walk in faith.
Yes.
So guys, thanks once again. We appreciate you, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode. And I'm Frank. I'm Dad.
And I'm Ashley. I'm daughter.
And thanks again for joining us. God bless you. Look forward to talking with you soon.
God bless.